Welcome to 2012 Being Gay. I'm your presenter, Samuel Glanville, and we are here in Southend High Street to ask people's views and opinions on being different sexual orientation. Hi there, bonjour, as the French would say. We will be talking about society's views on sexuality and how they have changed over the years. We'll be interviewing people and getting as much detail as possible about their views on this topic. At the start of the 60s, being a different sexuality was not what they called normal. They said and thought they could be cured of such things. Your views on homosexual people?
Oh, personally, I just think it's wrong. It's wrong, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just, I just think it's wrong, personally, to be honest. But you know,
Yeah.
I'm an open-minded person, practically. So
Yeah.
you know.
Do you have any homosexual mates, bi mates?
Yeah, I have some gay friends. Yeah, I have some gay friends.
Do you feel like you could get scared of them? That they could think of you in a way like sexual way?
Oh, I don't mind them thinking about me in that way, but you know, I won't dare try it. You know.
Yeah. Do you think society has become more lenient or more acceptable
I think you know,
on different sexualities?
I think the world was getting, you know, I think they're all right with it now, but you know.
If you had a kid, would you mind them being gay, straight, bi,
To be honest, you know, I won't mind. You know, as long as they're happy, that's the main thing.
We'll be interviewing 6 different people of all genders and all different sexualities. We're at the 80s now. This time was the most important decade. Gary, he's aged 50 and he's willing to talk with us. What do you do?
I'm a builder.
When did you realise you first had an attraction for a man?
I think an attraction for a man, I probably realised at about 12. About 12, I think. Well, a school thing, of course. Yeah. Never had any inclinations whatsoever towards girls other than friends and mates.
What was your views on when being a different sexuality other than straight was a class as an offence?
When did I realise it was because of my age? When I was young, I realised very early on, because it was then a very difficult subject to broach, difficult to tell parents, really not accepted in the wider community. So I think probably at 13, 14, I realised that you know, these things weren't accepted, because of course then, at that age, to have consensual sex between 2 people, but the law also at that stage was saying strange things like, if there were 3 guys together, even if they were over the age of 21, that was illegal, and you could be taken to court for such thing. Because I got together with a guy when I was 17, 18, and he was 2 years older than me, 19. We even bought a house together. But at that time, he officially, I suppose, could have been imprisoned because we were living and loving together.
In one word, what would you describe sexuality? Why?
Normal, because it's just your own preference.
We're interviewing Ryan Lynch. He's from Southend and he's willing to talk with us. He's 17 and bisexual. 1. What are your views on society today about different sexual orientations?
I think that sexuality these days shouldn't be taken so seriously. I think that the 60s are coming back in, that free love is going to be a thing in the future again, and that anyone has the right to be with who they want to be in a sexual manner.
We're in the 2000s now. Sexuality is becoming more accepted within a community. Gary's interview continued. a teenager gets bullied for being gay
Yeah.
or different sexuality, do you feel any emotions from it?
Well, of course. You know, but people get bullied for lots of reasons, and you know, not just because of their sexuality. And bullying is pretty much a state of mind that exists, and if it's an easy route in for a little bit of bullying,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that the world is bullying gay people. Well, it certainly doesn't mean that this country is bullying gay people. That some people who would, if we're using the sexuality point, they would say, they would aggress against you because they're taught that, but they also feel they actually have that inclination. But if you move away from the sexuality and back to the human point, and the human point is that people are do tend to gravitate towards what they think is the norm.
Yeah.
So what they have been taught as the norm,
So
they tend to do. If the parents
It's
are
homophobic
homophobic or racist or something, it can come through
yeah.
at times.
Do you think society has become more acceptable about being a different sexuality?
Sexuality, sexual orientation, being gay or whatever. I'm gay, obviously, and I'm very lucky because I was born absolutely just gay, and so I had no problems with thinking anything other than that. I think in this country and quite a few other European countries and certain states in America, certainly not all of America by a long way, because they seem to be years apart in certain states of America from us in Europe.
Yeah, they are.
I think that it's easier in some ways, but it being easier in such a short time has brought its own problems. But there's still a lot to sort out, I think.
Going back to America side of it, so like I was watching something the other day. There are some places that believe Christian communities believe that you can be cured from being gay. You can just go to like rehabilitation centres just to be cured. Do you agree with that?
Well, of course not. I'm a spiritual sort of a man that believes a bit in the spirituality of mankind. I don't believe necessarily in any omnipotent being, and I think that most religions are born of when we didn't have science and we couldn't explain what was going on in the world. Lost souls, I suppose. It tends to be not the earlier and older Christians, these born again Christians, fundamentalists, and of any religion actually, not just Christians, that tend to be harder on this thing. I can't believe any of it. I mean, it's just destroying of the family. It's all born of family. People are born of families.
Yeah.
To be homosexual in any form, to be transgendered, to be born into a body that you don't want to be in, or to be a boy you want to be a girl, and vice versa, shouldn't have anything to do with religion. Yeah, well, hopefully. It's going to take a long, long time. I think that I can only use myself, my life as an example, my experiences when I was 14, 15, and I needed to tell my mum and dad, look, I'm gay. And I mean, we're going back to the end of the 70s and stuff, and politically it wasn't correct. And to be honest, in reality, now I look back, I think that one of the things my father was more worried about was that if everybody else knew, it would be a criticism upon himself. And I think to myself, well, why would he be so worried about that? Well, because politics, conservative nature of politics, that Victorianism creeps in, and that is what causes that. You know, it's something they did wrong, they feel guilty. I mean, of course, now I'm the best son he ever had. When I first used to go in our local gay pub, 17, 18 years old, for a bit of a laugh, police would come in, mob-handed, and knock you about a little bit. And
What was that, the
push you
Cliffs?
around. It was the Cliff Pub in Westcliff, and
Yeah.
going back 30-something years, they used to come in for a bit of a joke.
We're out of time.
Okay, well,
Okay.
yeah, I've had my little rant.
Thank you for it.
No,
Gary.
thanks a lot.
Do you feel uncomfortable hanging around with people with different sexualities of your own?
No, not really, because it's up to them, so it's just...
In this documentary, it's been a good journey. I've interviewed so many people and got so many different views. People's views were not right because some people don't believe in that, but they are correct to themselves. They are each to our own opinion. But however, life is a journey and it will keep moving forward as long as people are willing to work.